Yeah, I mean, it's been first class. I think it becomes very apparent the passion, the history, the tradition. They've had success. They know what it looks like, and they want more of it. So it's been awesome. Met some great people. And I think the unique thing is that these people have passion and care about a place that made a significant impact on who they are, right? And the life that they have, what they're about, what they believe in. So it's always good when you are able to connect with people that care about the University of Florida. Well, I think we're at a point where we're making each individual decision and evaluation based on the best interest of the team, right? So, I think each one of these players is in a little bit different situation. You're trying to make a big picture back up and evaluate the whole thing. But and that's the approach we're going to take. And hopefully, as we get going here and we stabilize our roster, we won't be forced to even consider it. Maybe much like you used to use the junior colleges to fill a hole. Maybe back when it used to be just graduate transfers. Maybe have a small issue on your roster relative to guys declaring for the draft. Maybe guys getting injured. Maybe you had a few that didn't quite work out, and you have a depth issue on your team. So right now we're going to continue to evaluate each player going forward, and hopefully we'll be able to add a few pieces. And hey, we may not find one that or a few that fit, but it is important that we do our job and we vet every situation. You are always looking at that position, how many years the player has, what dynamic does that create, right? If you put that guy in that room, how does that shape for the future? I think but I think the question is a good one, right? How does that affect our ability to recruit the 23 group? We certainly, we take all those things into consideration. Yeah, no, I think anytime you take over a business or a company or a football team, one of the things you do right away is you do as much research as possible, right? So, and we uncovered a lot of issues, a lot of outdated processes, whatever the case may be. And then you put your head together with your staff, you brainstorm, you come up with solutions for those problems. And we were very fortunate. We were able to solve the housing problem. And, what maybe was considered a weakness now is a strength. You're just trying to improve your product, but more importantly, you're trying to improve the experience of the student athlete, right? So there's nothing more important than that, right? The best recruiters we have are the players on our team. And we have the ability at Florida to have the best student athlete experience for our players in the country, and that's part of it. Where you live is a big component. I think the big initiative was to improve the initial start of housing. Where are you going to be when you're a rookie? I don't know about you guys, but when I went visited schools, I wanted to see where I was going to live, right? So, we've been able to improve that presentation, and it will be the rookies initially, but even the veteran players, if they want to, be there, they can too. And we've had a few decide to do that, right? So, the big thing is it's about the player experience, right? And how can we improve that? How can we make that first class? And we've been able to answer that issue. Well, we were impressed with Adam this spring. There's no question. He made significant progress. We were in a situation with Howard where with Smack and Howard both on the team, we'd have two players on scholarship at that position. And ultimately, we made a decision there as a group, Chris, relative to the competition, and we fully, heck, the guy's made a lot of kicks for the Gators, right? So we support him. But I think overall we positioned ourselves really good there. Mahalik will compete with Smack. We have other players on the team that are competent as well. But we got a good group of specialists. Ortiz, Crawshaw, we got a chance to have one of the better specialist groups in the entire country. So, and if you dig into Florida, when they've had good teams, they've had good specialists. And certainly, I think special teams, we call them game changers. That's where you start. You're going to build a great culture on a football team. The combination of offense and defensive players, A lot of times your rookies get a chance to contribute for the first time there, and some of your walk-ons can earn a niche on your team. So I think for me, that's where you start when you're building a football team and the culture within that locker room, that teamwork that's required on special teams. Ventrell Miller is the absolute best that we have, right? I mean, when you talk about a player that's respected not only in the locker room, but in the organization, right? In Hawkins Center, on campus, in the community. His character, his example, his leadership, and you know, Insight would tell you that last year when he was injured, it affected the team, right? So Ventrell's he is what we want at the University of Florida. We want more young men like him. He's certainly been a very productive player prior to the injuries, a preseason All-SEC player. And his leadership has been felt. And I couldn't be more excited about Ventrell and him being healthy and ready to go this year. He represents Polk County the right way.